I just dropped £700 on a gaming phone. I could have got a 1080 Ti instead, I could have got a decent camera, but the Razer Phone caught my eye. And was it worth it? Let's find out. This video is sponsored by... nobody! Surprise! Razer is a very well-recognised manufacturer of PC gaming peripherals, but now they're reaching into other markets as well. I'm not entirely sure why they stepped into the smartphone ring, but what they brought with them is definitely not to be sniffed at. Just looking at the phone makes it clear that Razer used the design of the recently acquired startup NextBit's phone, with only a few differences, namely the Razer logo on the back and the full-width speakers on the top and bottom. They also decided to get rid of the headphone jack, which personally I'm not too happy about, but it comes with a fancy THX certified DAC, so I'm satisfied with that. The front-facing speakers are Dolby Atmos stereo speakers with THX certified amplifiers, making for a phenomenal sound for such a small device. Just listen to the difference. The build quality is excellent, but the button placement seems a little odd when you don't hold it in landscape. However, it's very easy to unlock with your fingerprint since your thumb or your finger naturally rests on the power button anyway. And now for the main event, the screen. It's a 5.7-inch 2K screen that runs at a buttery smooth 120Hz, twice as fast as any standard screen. I really regret that I can't show you this though, because YouTube only accepts 60 frames a second video and I only have a 30 frames a second camera, so you won't be able to see the difference. The only slight downside to this crazy good screen is that it's an LCD, which means you won't get a good contrast ratio as you would versus an OLED. A Razer spokesperson said they opted to use an LCD panel instead of an OLED because LCDs can reach higher frame rates and they don't ghost, while OLEDs do. The Razer phone has Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 835 processor, which includes an Adreno 540 GPU, a massive 8GB of RAM, and a huge 4000 mAh battery which supports Qualcomm's Quick Charge 4 Plus, making it one of the first phones able to charge up to 50% in just 15 minutes. The dual 12MP cameras on the back can take up to 4K video, and the single 8MP camera on the front can capture up to 1080p. All the cameras have a maximum of 30 frames a second on any resolution. It has 64GB of internal storage as standard, and it also supports microSD cards that go up to 256GB. My final thoughts are that the Razer phone has some much needed innovation for mobile devices, namely the high frame rate screen, larger battery, Dolby surround sound speakers, and great microphone. But I don't feel that the price reflects the actual value of what you have. Was it worth the money I spent? No. The Razer phone has too many shortcomings to justify its large price tag. It's not waterproof, it doesn't have wireless charging, all the cameras are substandard, especially in low light, and they're locked to 30 frames a second. You can buy a Galaxy S8 Plus for less money and get a miles better camera that will actually shoot 60 frames a second video, stronger, more resilient glass on the screen, a newer Bluetooth card, USB 3.1, better audio quality if you're an audiophile, and even a damn headphone jack. So, will I be returning this phone? That remains to be seen, but I'm very much considering it. And will I ever be buying another phone from Razer? Probably not, considering their price. The only thing that would sell me on it would be to put RGB lights on it, everywhere.